Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's Reddit stories are from PettyRevenge. Story 1 is by Outrageous Rise. I spent $5,000+ to inconvenience and embarrass a competitor who treated me like crap. It was worth it. So I used to run a small business, Wedding Space, and I was very successful in a very short period of time, to the point that I was getting all expense-paid invites to industry conferences less than 6 months after I opened. Needless to say, this ruffled feathers. Enter Kate. Kate is a chief Karen who competes in the same space and has been nothing but awful to me from the moment she became aware that I wasn't just competition, I was doing better business than her. She would complain that I had gotten expenses paid, implied that it was because I was pretty, said that she felt people who had been in the space longer deserved it more, and a vaguely racist statement about how my outfit colors don't look good on dark-skinned people. She also reported my booth for accidentally being less than 3 inches outside our 10v10 slot, and has tried on more than one occasion to have my competing products removed from vendor halls. Needless to say, I despise this woman. Now, fast forward a little bit into the pandemic. I see major issues on the horizon for my business, and so I decide to step out and sell for a pretty penny. Bought a condo, took a job at a nonprofit, and moved along with my life. But some of my friends still in the industry would give me updates or vent, and I was absolutely right to sell. Most everyone doing what I do had already closed, including the person I sold to. Kate, however, was still going strong, though I noticed her prices were really aggressive. My friend then showed me screenshots that Kate had bragged privately about claiming to be unemployed/disabled by using her longtime partner as a cover for her business, then dropping prices below what other sellers could do because she was double dipping. This really made me angry. I have a mobility disability, and I felt horrible for the people she was running out of the business by pricing so low. So I, of course, reported her, but nothing seemed to come of that. Then one of the biggest conferences of our local industry came up on my calendar. This conference cost $8,000 to $10,000 to vend at, and many vendors make 50% of their yearly income from this one event. My friend runs the vending hall, so I asked her to place me right next to Kate. Now, when I left the industry, I still had great contacts on the manufacturing side because I speak Chinese fairly well. I found the manufacturer for Kate's top-selling items and ordered a sizable inventory to take with me to the conference. I priced them at cost and made ginormous signs about inventory liquidation, and created these super aggressive bundle deals that made it nearly impossible for her to do any business being right next to me. I could see her over there fuming, and she did try to come over and complain, but our booth was too busy to even entertain her obnoxious huffing and puffing. She closed her shop last week. I lost about $5,000 doing this, but I got a lot of people deal on packages and items that they never thought they could afford for their special day. And it was honestly fun to help people out, especially at her expense. This is one of those ones I have to wonder again, is it legal to do this? I'm not in this industry at all. I don't do sales on pretty much anything, so I wouldn't know, but it just feels like there might be a legal line being crossed here. You order her inventory and then sell it at cost next to her? You're reselling her stuff and acting as though it's your own. There must be some legal consequence for that. Regardless, if she was that much of a horrible person, she kind of deserved it. Top comment below is by somebody whose name sounds like it might be a swear word, so I'm not going to say it out loud. Quoting the OP, "It was honestly fun to help people out, especially at her expense." Good old maltruism. I think this is an invented word because a lot of people down below are like, I like that word, I'm gonna steal it. You're being altruistic, but you're doing it malevolently, is I assume what the merge of words is. Our next story is by Matt C. Sweet. PettyRevenge on old construction company on threefold. Long story, but some might enjoy. This started a year ago. So the construction company I've worked for 20 years got a new president and decided to bring in a coaching company because he heard that other big companies are doing so. Well, this company told me to bid on everything and anything so the company could grow from $50 to $60 million a year to $750 million a year. Sounds great, right? Except most jobs are out of state and or out of country. Then they started looking at the books and seeing what everyone else is earning a year. Now, mind you, I've been here for a while and making $65,000 a year as a lead carpenter before bonus. About double what a new guy would make. I say bonus because the first president saw huge potential in me when I first got there by saving them hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing things in-house instead of more subs. Best bonus was from a job where we were supposed to finish the job at 5% profit and ended up closer to 20% on a $24 million job. I get called into the office in a meeting on Friday afternoon with HR, the president, and the coach. Conversation went as such. The coach: be assertive, it's your company. Me: what the heck is going on? HR: it has come to our attention that your pay rate is more of a superintendent than a lead carpenter. Me: what's your point? I've been here for a while, came up just like everyone else. President: you've also trained most of the superintendent and some project managers. Me: yeah, I like to make my life easier by showing them common sense. HR: well, we are thinking that you're going to be a better fit as a superintendent than a lead carpenter. Me: no, not gonna happen. I told Steve this about 8 years ago. Don't feel like dealing with you people on a regular basis. Coach to president: be confident. President: here's your choice. Become a superintendent or this will be your last job site. Me: can I get the weekend to decide? HR and president looking at each other, then looking at the coach. HR: sure, but Monday we need your answer. Took my wife to dinner and we talked about it, and she was interested in taking a job across the state and becoming a principal. She could quit making $45,000 a year and go straight to $90,000 a year and move in the middle of nowhere. Start of the PettyRevenge. So that Monday, I turned in my 2-week notice with 8 months left on the job site. Now each job gets assigned a Connex box, big metal shipping container. Mine has traveled with me for 15 years. The container belongs to the company, but the tools, not so much. When previous president took over, he would deny any tool receipt I would turn in. Every time I would get the denial reimbursement, I would tattoo my name on that tool. Many guys did this, but left the tools behind when they retired. Not me, I was forced to quit. I turned the company truck in Monday evening and took my dually truck to work hauling every tool out of the Connex. I'm talking tools from welding unit, concrete saw, bull float, shop saw, grinders of all sizes and bending brake. Total estimated value? $45,000. Come to find out, one of the jobs they bid on was up in Canada, and they were banking on me to be a superintendent there since I have dual citizenship and not costing them a few $1,000s in visa. After 6 months, I get a letter from the court saying I stole tools from the company when I left. I quickly hired an attorney to see what was up. They were trying to get all the tools I purchased out of my pocket returned to them. I was the only carpenter at the company that did not have a company email, so every time a denial refund email was sent, I put it in a special folder. When court time came, the attorney hooked me up with a serious, nice hotel with a waterfront view. Keep in mind, only spent $5,000 in retaining fee. So they start on claims court, and the judge is warning my attorney that I could be on the hook for a felony theft, and he reserved the choice to call bailiff to escort me straight into federal jail. I'm like, WTF, but the attorney has a poop-eating grin on his face and tells the judge, no problem. So they had changed all the denial letters to release of fund. Now, they had 2 problems with this. 1, I turned in all the emails printed out that I submitted to him. 2, they could not provide any evidence that I received any payment. After 4 days of trial, I was acquitted and they had to pay for my attorney fee, which included my travels and hotel room, getting $5,000 back. They, on the other hand, are in serious trouble for perjury and $30,000 in attorney fee and court costs. So my petty revenge was threefold. 1. Leaving them early with no replacement for the site I was on, costing them a few $1,000s to hire a bunch of small subs. 2. Sending them scrambling for tools they thought I would leave behind. 3. Getting a nice hotel with a view of the Atlantic Ocean on their tab. I can't believe this guy worked for that long for this company. How many years did he say again? Let's go here. Where is it? Yeah, he worked for them for 20 years. And then they tried to screw him over. This caused a bunch of people to pop off in the comments down below with sayings that kind of apply to this situation. McKay92 says, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't cut the branch you're sitting on. Don't kill the goose that lays the golden eggs." LoneMind120 says, "Don't spit into the wind. Don't tug on Superman's cape." I'm not sure how to say this guy's name. I'll do my best. Dmitrin Ilovich. "Don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and don't mess around with Matt C. Sweet," the OP for the story. Coatington Burl Factory? Is that supposed to be Burlington Coat Factory? "Don't play pool with someone who brings their own cue. Never play pool with someone who brings their own table." Talmaska says, "Stay on the road. Beware the moon. Keep off the moor." And then a couple comments down was one that I actually really liked that I've never heard before. Most of those other ones I've heard at some point in my life. But this one, Arizona Coyote says, "Don't play leapfrog with a unicorn." Sounds like sound advice, honestly. It also sounds really painful if you did that. Our stories for today have come to a close. Until we meet again, have a perfect day.